Hello, I'm Jeff Siegel. Welcome to SantaAnita.com. Welcome to Carryover Friday, as we have a good Pick 6 pool to shoot for on the carryover, more than $70,000. But a very difficult and competitive card. 8 races today, lots of grass races, maiden claimers, makes it tough. If you win today, you are going to earn your money for sure. Starting off in the first race, and in the first race, we have a maiden race going long on the grass, a mile turf event. Number 1, Beautiful Sunday, looks well spotted, going from the 10-hole to the rail. Very much a favorable draw for her. She should get a great ground-saving trip, coming off a solid effort over the course. She doesn't really have to improve all that much. In fact, if she runs back to her last race, she'll probably win it. Espinoza rides her back for Cassidy. Not a whole lot of depth to the field. So number 1, Beautiful Sunday, looks ready to graduate. Don't think he'll get much price, but we'll use her as a rolling exotic single in today's first race. That's number 1, Beautiful Sunday. Moving to the second race, a maiden race, this one on the main track for fillies and mares. Inside 2 fillies look tough. They are number 1, Heidi Maria, also number 2, Working at Night. So 1 and 2 if you're playing an exacta box, and definitely use them both in your rolling exotics. Heidi Maria has got that classic 2 sprints and a stretch out play. I think both of her sprints are pretty decent, and she should move forward considerably on the stretch out from the good inside draw with P-Val riding her back. She's got enough speed to be either right off the pace or maybe even on it. And if she continues to improve, as I suspect, Heidi Marie is going to be tough. But number 2, Working at Night's got a couple of recent 2-turn races under her belt, so you know she's dead fit. Coming off a really good run over the track recently. Unlucky to lose that day. A repeat of that race might be good enough to win. Certainly good enough to beat all the others except for perhaps Heidi Maria. So those are the 2 contenders. We'll use them both. Preference to number 1, Heidi Maria. Also use number 2, Working at Night. 1, 2 in your exacta box, and use them both in your rolling exotics. Third race is the beginning of the Pick 6, and this is a mess. 6.5 down the hill. This is a race that is restricted to 4-year-olds. The 3 that I'm going to use are numbers 1, 4, and 7 on your program. Number 1 is Fandino, 4 is Pico Pico, and 7 is Willyconker. And if you can go deeper, if you can afford to go deeper than that, be my guest. It's that kind of race. Number 1, Fandino, is actually moving up from 25,000 to 32,000, but his last race was 4-year-olds and up. This is restricted to 4-year-olds. So he's moving up in claiming price, but this is actually an easier spot, a drop in class essentially for Fandino. Now, I don't like the rail going 6.5 down the hill. That's not really a great place to be. But Gomez should have him running on late. If you can hold him up a little bit, let him run the last quarter, Fandino could be dangerous. 7-2 in the morning line looks about right. Use number 1, Fandino. Number 4, Pico Pico. You know, you look at his form, you wonder, can he run on the grass? I don't know, but he has never run this cheaply. I think the drop in class could wake him up. He is second off the layoff for Victor Garcia. Dynamo riding him back. Pico Pico has some back form and back numbers that can win. So use number 4, Pico Pico. And then the comebacking number 7, Willyconker, when last seen chasing Twirling Candy home. Now, that was a long time ago, last May. His workouts on the comeback for Owen Hardy, not terribly impressive. I don't know what kind of shape he's in, but he does get Rosario, and he has faced better, and maybe he's the kind of horse that can run well fresh. I have no idea. I'll throw him in on protection. I would never bet this horse straight, but if you're playing Pick 6, you don't want him to beat you. So let's use all 3, numbers 1, 4, and 7. Fandino, Pico Pico, and Willyconker. And again, if you can go deeper, go for it. It's that kind of grass grab bag race. All right, moving out to the 4th race, maiden claiming event. These are Calbred fillies in for $40,000. The 3 that I'm going to use here, number 3, Judy's My Angel. Number 4, Warren City Art. And number 5, Tribal Mistress. So 3, 4, and 5. You can also throw in number 6, Go Sophia, if you would like. She has credentials, blinkers off, and switching to Gomez. I mean, there's a couple of angles there that you may want to embrace if you'd like, and she does have a fairly decent recent race. So if you can go 4 deep, fine, but for the purposes of what we're doing, let's just cut it to 3. Number 3, Judy's My Angel, didn't break in her debut, finished willingly, pretty decent race, come back to work well. She has a right to improve. Use number 3, Judy's My Angel. Number 4, Warren City Art, first time for a tag, maiden claiming. You know how well that angle works. Second off the layoff and working well since her last race. So number 4, Warren City Art, definitely has credentials to run well here. And number 5, Tribal Mistress, blinkers off, drop in class, good recent work, coming out of much tougher company. These should be her friends. And number 5, Tribal Mistress, definitely has a look with Dynamo riding her back. Use number 5, Tribal Mistress. She would actually be our top pick in the race. But we'll go 3 deep, 3, 4, and 5. Use all three in all of your rolling exotics, including, of course, the pick six. Fifth race, another grass grab bag. This one 9 furlongs on the grass. Another spread race. You can afford it. The three that we're going to boil it down to: number 2, Red Alert Day. Also number 6, Hughesy. And number 8, Lease of Life. You may want to also throw in number 9, No Stadium. He's got credentials as well, although he's winless on turf. That's number 9, No Stadium. He'd be, for our purposes, on the outside looking in. But if you can afford to spread, throw him in as well. Number 9, No Stadium. As for the main contenders, number 2, Red Alert Day. Not all that keen on winning. You can see that in the form. But he is in good form. He's going to get a great trip inside. Gets Rosario for new trainer Simon Callahan. Should fire today, whatever that's worth. Use number 2, Red Alert Day. Number 6, Hughesy, third start off the layoff, dropping in Dangerous and switching to P-Val. Working well since his last race for Doug O'Neill. So number 6, Hughesy, definitely has a look with these. And then number 8, Lease of Life, coming out of the March Madness starter race. Blinkers going on today. And back into the claiming ranks for Peter Miller. Pedroza rides him back. He's got a good recent win over the course that was 2 back, so you got to use him. Number 8, Lease of Life. So an exacta or trifecta box, 2, 6, and 8. Use all 3 in your pick 6, and use more if you can afford to do so as well. 6th race, claiming event. These are 4-year-olds and up. Another very, very tough race. Couple of scratches off the program. Number 3, Capture the Call. Number 4, Canaan Dune will not go. I don't trust anything in this race, but you got to play it. Number 5, Concerto's Thunder. Also number 7, Dynamo. And number 10, Equiparado are the 3 that I'm going to use. Another race that you could spread if you could afford to. Number 5 on your program, Concerto's Thunder. First off the claim, coming off a nice game win. Let's see if he can turn into a like. If he can, he's right there. Talamo rides him back. Numbers-wise, he's a fit. So use number 5, Concerto's Thunder. Can he run 2 in a row? Can he win 2 in a row? Doubtful, but he's a healthy horse and he's in form, so throw him in. Also number 7, Dynamo. This is a horse that might improve with the class drop here for Bruce Headley. Always thought he was more of a 1-turn horse. He's going 2 turns today. He's never really struck me as necessarily being a 2-turn horse, but he's won a couple of runs at a mile, so I guess maybe in the current situation, second off the layoff, you've got to think he's a major contender. 8-1, you got to use him. Number 7, Dynamo. The bottom horse, Equiparado. This is the AC Avila horse. We haven't seen him for a while, since December. He's also taking a somewhat suspicious drop in class. He's drawn poorly outside, and his works are not all that great, even though they look pretty good. According to the private clockers, he's been under pressure in the morning, so maybe not as good as those times would indicate. And having said that, you have to use him. I mean, you know he's good enough to win, and in this spot, it could happen. Another race where you can make a case for just about every horse in the race. Almost an impossible race for me. Again, 5, 7, and 10. Keep my fingers crossed that I've got the winner in one of those 3. It's the best I can do. A 7th race, just a 4-horse field in this allowance race, going a mile on the grass. Inside 2 fillies are scratched. Number 1, Come Touch the Sun. Number 2, Crazy for Loving You. Both off the program, leaving us with a field of 4. Number 5, Dubawi Heights. Number 6, Warren's Got Game. Both have credentials. Dubawi Heights is obviously the one to beat, but Warren's Got Game is capable on her best day. I prefer the 5 over the 6, Dubawi Heights over Warren's Got Game. If you need a single, this is where you may have to go. Number 5, Dubawi Heights, coming off a nice win on a maiden race. There's no reason to think that she can't take this first-level allowance field in stride. She's acclimating herself now, and definitely, as it looks like a filly with a future, numbers-wise, she's solid. But Warren's Got Game is as well. So I'll make it 5 and 6. If you want to double the race, fine. If you need a single, maybe Dubawi Heights is the one, the single. Personally, I think it's too close to call, but do what you can do with it. 5 is over 6 in today's 7th race at Santa Anita. 8th and final, another maiden claiming a race, 20,000. This is bottom rung for these older horses. The 2 that I'm going to use here, and I don't trust either one of them. Number 4, the Full Lavino. Number 10, Lead Blocker. Those are the 2 I like. This race is screaming for upset. The Full Lavino has been he's been a money burner. You can look at the form and count how many times he has failed as the favorite. He's running well enough to win one of these. Rosario rides him back for Saturday. The connections are obviously important here. I don't trust him. Can he win? Absolutely. You use him, and you maybe expect him to be disappointing. Number 4, the Full Lavino, probably the top pick. Reluctantly so. Over number 11, Lead Blocker. We haven't seen him since late January. He's a horse that has got numbers that could win. Outside draw on P-Val. His pattern doesn't look all that great to me either, but he is fast enough on numbers to win, so we'll use number 11, Lead Blocker. The rest of them, put them in a hat and draw a number out. That is it. I mean, it's an impossible card as far as I'm concerned. Again, even though some of the fields will appear short, there is very few horses in here that I trust. But if you want to play, dive in, best of luck. If not, maybe we'll have a double carryover for tomorrow. So until then, Jeff Siegel for SantaAnita.com. Best of luck today at Santa Anita.